Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Fallout 3. Let's continue. What's funny here is we're back into the metro section, and that probably means interesting, you cannot search. This gun also is way imbalanced. It seems like the cursor is totally not in line with where this gun is pointing. Um, you just kind of don't get that same. Well, that's a different gunshot experience, certainly, with this new Abraham Lincoln repeater. Of course, the repeater will use slightly less. I feel like there's just an invisible wall here. Um, it'll use less bullets, but the accuracy seems higher, so far at least. So yeah, we'll probably run into more ghouls in this area, but we probably won't run into super mutants. We probably won't run into anything too interesting and too different. It would have been nice in between going through like 3 museums at once if there was some way you kind of could have blocked off that area a little bit better. I don't even know where the other guy went. His body blew up so much. Um, but yeah, if you could have blocked off the different museums so that you had to go through one metro station first, that would have probably been a wiser move here. Um, so that there's more just straight up variety in what you're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if we find just raiders in this whole dungeon area, this whole metro section. Now we're getting just run around, and this may straight up be DuPont Circle. I guess the question is, do we already know where DuPont Circle is? No, we don't, so let's just walk out of here and discover a new area. Well, I guess maybe we did know where DuPont Circle was. Hmm. It's kind of weird there's not a fast travel section there. But whatever. Like, clearly, there's an obvious goal here to have these metro sections interconnect a lot more, which then creates an odd break in consistency in that you are not really able to get to any other new locations when you hit a metro section that is further out there. Yeah, do I need to pick up either one of those things? I think not. Let's see. Local map says go that way. These burn bells say you can't search them. Yeah, it's kind of inconsistent because these look totally like the trash cans. But they aren't searchable like the trash cans. We may be finding out here that this repeater, this Abraham Lincoln repeater, is just such an improved weapon that it's going to make all the sense in the world to use it for the rest of the game, or at least until we can find something that potentially does 50 damage and seems to never miss. If different weapons have different levels of accuracy, I don't know how you were ever supposed to know that. Like, we know that we would have been putting things into the small weapons skill, certainly, but the Chinese assault rifle was supposed to be considered a small weapon for some reason. And just kind of doesn't feel like the Chinese assault rifle has anywhere near the accuracy that this gun does. And this again seems to just be DuPont Circle. Collapsed car tunnel. DuPont Circle Station. There's just a whole world here that we are just not paying attention to as far as a central hubbed area. And I don't know if that's because I just managed to find a faster path and was able to fast travel past some of this, or if there's just, we have yet to actually start the quest that would force us to walk through DuPont Circle, or if we ever will have a quest that actually forces us to walk through DuPont Circle. This is Vernon Square North, which is yet another location. Let's see how we can kill a super mutant. There's kind of nothing there. So this does... Ooh, there's a whole Vault-Tec building. Well, there's room to get distracted, certainly. Let's go see if we can discover Vault-Tec Headquarters. Yeah, I'm not sure that this isn't just a case of a small area you can pop out to, and then you can't actually walk to where you want to walk. Now we'll have to try to see what dry firing feels like. Something there decided to explode. So they either shot a car behind me or they shot a mini nuke at me. Since our agility is so low, though, having a slow reload time is not even really a problem. Man, things are exploding like crazy. Yeah, it feels fairly obvious that the goal of this is to have exploding cars all over the place. And that may very well be the hotel that we're trying to reach. But yeah, it looks like the connections in these paths are fairly more linear than you would think at first. And I just have no desire to go. I have a very slight desire to go check out the Vault-Tec Headquarters. I'll say that. But without a real storyline quest reason to go there, it just feels like that would be another distracted location. And we've just found out that one of the caves we searched actually did have a weapons cache behind it, and we needed to find the information to get behind the locked gate in that weapons cache. And it took us, I think, at least 15 hours difference between when we found the locked gate and when we found out what to do with the locked gate. I'm going to just assume this tunnel side is completely collapsed. We'll try and keep an eye down here to see if there's any mines. Doesn't look like it. It's weird that you have this whole side door here like that. It seems silly. We may have been here. Nope. This is just another area. And here we have like a big Vault-Tec sign that once again feels like something that you're only going to see once or twice in the entire game. These phones don't really do anything for us. Seems like it would make sense that you could find caps in them at the very least. We have a lot of these metro markers, which oddly there were a few markers in Skyrim, but they're kind of nothing markers, and they get fairly underused after you find the first one, and then fairly hidden. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few people that found only one or two markers in all of Skyrim. Radiation suit we'll take. Radix we'll take. And we'll show that that guy wasn't wearing the suit, so it didn't seem to help him. We are just gonna walk past here. Interesting, you have these like barriers. I don't think there's anything more to investigate here. Statesman Hotel. It's apparently right down that way. We need to cross from the Statesman Hotel to the Mercy Hospital. And they were saying that the general thought was that there was something here that encouraged the super mutants to come down here. Sewer grate to the sewer. Ooh. Have we been in this sewer? I don't think I go this far. Like, my radiation here is really high. I may not even have enough rad-X to undo this radiation. And this is what I've been expecting, and we actually haven't seen as much of it as there really should be. And there's our mysterious stranger. Alright, now we got Talon people coming to more Talon company mercs. Well, I need to use some healing before I die. Let's see, radiation. Oh yeah, we got a lot of... Why is my HP at 400? When did my HP go up? I have a radiation limb healing. Yeah, red X. Totally missed it. Just not regaining those action points fast enough for my own good. Here we have another private contract out for us. And I'll want to run around and look here some more. This would be an interesting point to start doing some searching and finding out if there is a better bouncing factor in this game than it seems. Because if I did find, say, some rad-X right now, then that would imply that the game is being way more generous. But I think the answer to that question is probably no. Alright. It's just... that should get a weight down quite a bit. Yeah, we would have to just use a radiation suit, I think, to get into that lower area. And if you're going to use a radiation suit to get into an area, you're putting yourself in a highly dangerous situation, because then you've got damage resistance that would be extremely lowered. And particularly if you're not playing on very easy, like, that's a potential death wish. Um, yeah, I really cannot understate how difficult and dangerous this game would be if I was just playing on normal right now. I could probably handle myself and not just miserably die and rage quit, but that's about as much as I could be certain of. I wouldn't be surprised if I would fail quite a bit and die quite a bit and have to start over from save points. Even the walkthrough that I started with made the recommendation to just constantly save, and I think that's true just because the game crashes, but it's also true that even if you were playing this as an expert on the hardest mode, constantly saving is really the only way to play. And in a lot of ways, that's one of the many problems with these types of games, is that if you are having the save scum all the time, if you are just wasting a lot of time repeating actions or redoing actions, then they're not showing you new interesting content at that point or giving you new interesting experiences. The cinema seems not to be a specific location you can fast travel to, which is kind of a shame. P.S. I hate you. I think Colin Moriarty is the guy who, at the time, would have run a podcast called P.S. I Love You. I don't know if he still does it. For PlayStation, I Love You. So, I again feel like this is a reference. If it's not, then I'm really off. Destination Anchorage, The Nutty Nanny. Some kind of made up movies. Not really in line with the 1940s era. Having the word hate in your title. The 1940s would have not shown up on the marquee. They would have never never directed it, at least at a person or generic people. There's Radix wearing off. And this would have been the other area. So we could have come through that area too. They are trying to give you 2 different paths. And I do appreciate that, but I guess maybe even 3 different paths here. I guess the idea is they really want to make sure you found at least one way. This is another area. Middle gates to Vernon, east to Coma Park. Let's see. Nope, that is a whole nother location. And at least when you have the auto saving, when you go through doors, you're getting that backup done automatically. Alright. I just died of radiation poisoning. So that's what happens when you get your radiation up to the max. It would frankly make sense to take a Rad X here. We'll run here. and try to run away as far as possible around the edges. But yeah, we didn't get any rat away. And there's a whole thought here, certainly, that you could always have your radiation this high to get radiation limb healing, but yeah, I don't think that's worth it. And there's a plane that crashed, so I assume that the plane that crashed is what is convincing them to is what is convincing the super mutants to converge. Looks like he's gonna throw something. Notice that there was a does that eliminate his grenade in the air from exploding? Hmm.
What was that?
With this gun in particular, we can really handle the super mutants just fine. But you're still running into the problem where everything is just going into vats. It's just all these slow down shots. I kind of wish that you could turn those animations off. Let's see. Take that rat away for sure. And there might very well be a way to turn that stuff off, and I've just failed to figure out how to do that. Oh. Come on. Let's hack. Did we try repaired? 4. Okay. Four. Maybe the R and the ED. No, that didn't help us. Invented. Can't be it. Very charge returned. Standard. The R, the D, the A. I don't think that's right. Invaders? Let's try that again. Computer. So it can't be anything CON then. Eliminates everything on the left side. Mimshin? What is that? Minishin. Missiles. Well, if it can't be anything CON because only one thing matched there, and that really is eliminating everything. And we tried missiles, and that didn't work. That has to be it. Guest check-in, guest check-out, check availability, online fork turn. Complaint 1. Hmm. Blank 2. Again, just reading. Hmm. 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 Almost feels like that they're trying to make this a horror experience, and I don't know if you can make this so much a horror experience when you are going to be fighting super mutants the whole time. Hmm. I hear a ding 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 of a turret somewhere. Which is probably the long way around. And this might be the only place where it really starts to make sense that we would see nicely made furniture. Which arguably, maybe that means we should have gotten to something like Tenpenny Tower, where there might be nice furniture a lot earlier. But arguably, if Tenpenny Tower was where Megaton was, then you would have not enough contrast. They really committed to the idea here. Express elevator. They really committed to the idea of there being a lot of destroyed, ugly environments. And even though this hotel is still pretty destroyed and ugly, it's really nothing compares in comparison to most of the other locations we've seen. Man, that is slow to turn around. Let's see. We did get one rat away, and we're finding another rat away, so that's something. But yeah, this mostly does just seem like a office that is oddly connected to a lot of hallways for no reason. That is kind of a creepy sound effect. Okay. Effects. Another rat away. How much do we have as far as weight? Not overburdened yet. You've got a lot of dust just floating in the air, and oddly seems to not really move when you walk into it. There's a book. It's a guy who shot himself in a bathtub. Some more bullets. And I guess at this point we're not even looking for the usual 5.56 bullets as much as we're looking for the bullets that would work with this gun. Just another person dead in the bed. I think they totally messed up here in introducing skeletons and then not introducing the idea that ghouls can sometimes rise from skeletons, or that ghouls can sometimes be mistaken for skeletons. Yeah. If instead of seeing skeletons at this point we were seeing ghouls in the bed, and sometimes they were dead and sometimes they weren't, I feel like that makes for a better experience, or a better spooky jump scare experience. Yeah, I guess I've just looked at everything here. Statesman Hotel. That's why I just want to make sure that there's not a fire nozzle. Alright, let's go down here. Yeah, dropping down here would just get you into this secret area that we had already found. So, yeah, we found the book and we got to shoot some more people, which seems like all you really get rewarded for when you do play this game. There's no power to the express elevator. Okay. Well, then I think that may mean we've got to take it the other way. And this whole area is redundant. The good news here is there's no radiation if we just hug the corner. I guess the real question I want to ask though is, here you have another hand bloody print. Is there much more in this area? Or is this just kind of a dead end? It kind of seems like it's mostly a dead end. Here you have somebody that looks like they may have been in a Fallout uniform. Or just a blue dress. Just another skeleton. Another skeleton. It's not even particularly consistent with the shadows that you would expect from a nuclear fallout. You would expect to see more of those, but maybe those shadows have long since disappeared. Clearly a lot of people tried to flee to the hospital and it didn't save everybody. So in we go. And this could be longer than it seems. I could also I wouldn't be surprised if we find everybody's dead. Probably not, because we took too long. Also wouldn't be surprised if there's a just general mistake in whether we actually get a companion here. We still are very much companionless, and that may have more to do with a lack of charisma than anything else. That was the lobby and vending direction. Seems like there's no power in this area. Now they said they were going to have a whole radio signal. Let's see if we actually see that. Unless it was the Ranger emergency frequency.
Repeating message. This is Butcher of Riley's Rangers sending out an SOS on all known friendly frequencies. Ammunition supply is running out and we've lost a man. We're pinned on the roof of the Statesman Hotel by super mutants. If assistance is not possible, please attempt to contact Riley, who's made for underworld inside the Museum of History. We will continually broadcast as often as we can, but I'm afraid we don't have much time left. Butcher out. This is Butcher of Riley's Rangers. If anyone
So it sounds like it's going to be fairly basic radio stuff.
If assistance is not possible, please attempt to contact Riley, who's made for underworld inside the Museum of History. Oh shit, here they come again. To anyone receiving this message, this is Butcher of the Merc Company, Riley's Rangers. We're in danger and need help. Our time is running out, and we are dangerously low on ammunition. Our broadcast point is the roof of the Statesman Hotel. If assistance
He has
is
buff
not
out.
possible,
Interesting.
please attempt to contact Riley, who's made...
Why did that immediately cut out there? Okay. So let's just go ahead and turn this off because that doesn't seem like it's really going to help us with much. Let's go this way because this does seem like this is more. Oop, well, let's get away from that. We should potentially get our explosives higher, but honestly it doesn't happen often enough to justify putting points into that instead of potentially putting points into science and lockpicking. Of course, the irony here is I might get my lockpicking up to level 100 and
What is it now, man?
Interesting. We just have a Mr. Handy and it seems like it is more than willing to just be its own thing and fly around. It's not particularly attacking me.
How may I serve you, Miss? What is it now, man?
Unless there was some kind of sneak to that.
You must be bloody stupid if you can't hide from me. You have insulted my honor, and for that you must die.
Alright, let's go ahead and take this guy out. And let's just see who's gonna win in this fight.
Well, that's it then. How may I serve you, mistress?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like I either have the ability to control it because of a lack of science or something, which I kind of question, or if the goal is just that later on I might have a Mr. Handy. There are multiple Mr. Handies, I think. Boy, is it noisy. Alright, well, we'll take the flamer fuel. We'll leave the nail board. So much for Mr. Handy. Journal of Medicine. at this. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're going to get a ton of blood bags here that you could go and sell to the vampires, which, boy, are the vampires no longer important characters. And boy, does that really just highlight that a little bit of restraint there to not introduce an entire vampire faction would have probably been smart, at least in comparison to Skyrim. They didn't mention Ward 1 of vampires until the DLC that adds vampires, and then it's all about vampires for that DLC. I may not want to continue down this path. Alright, 4 attempts. Let's go with starting. It's 4. Which means it can't be something that starts STAR and ends ING. More dialogue, more books to read. Maybe there's a story happening here where people are getting drugged or experimented on, and then they're being left at the Statesman Hotel. And then the Statesman Hotel is seeing them either kill themselves or feel like they're being haunted because they're hallucinating. Yeah, I could see them telling a story like that. But I won't bother to read any of it, so I'll never know if that's really the case. It's just too much commitment. At least when you're talking like a visual novel, for all the problems that exist around the idea about whether or not you really want to try and engage with a visual novel. The story is the only focus in visual novels, for the most part. Sometimes they'll try and add some other elements, or other gameplay mechanics. But most visual novels know that it's story foremost, everything else second. Where these Bethesda games in particular are just everything first, nothing second, and then everything some more. It just gets exhausting. Like, I should be super enthralled and interested right now because we're going through a dungeon. It's a different art style slightly. It's a different thing happening, and I'm really not that interested in it. Alright, so that's the dry sewer down this way. Let me just... I think the only real suggestion I could say here is don't go to the extremes with lockpicking. Interesting. I don't see the door to the dry sewer. Must be slightly further along this path. Let's see. Is there something that connects in this bathroom? Be like a secret door or panel or something. Or just a hole in the wall, you would expect. Might still. Oh, it says that the dry sewer is somewhere right here. Is it a panel? We just looked in that room. We just heard something explode. These guys are too far away, or they have just really low perception, so I can see them easily down a corner. Right. I guess the question is this a whole area, or is this just a kind of like, is this an arena area where it's just like one room where we fight people, or is this going to be a whole shebang? There's certainly a lot here. I guess this would make a lot more sense too, is if you're going to use the metal shelves as kind of barriers and walls, that's fine, but then just either have all the boxes be empty or just have no boxes. Because there's definitely some weirdness here. Taking vacuum cleaners. That's probably not what I should be doing. I think I just overburdened myself. Yep. Yeah. I don't think I can hold on to vacuum cleaners. They're just too heavy. Honestly, I don't know if I even need to be holding on to assault rifles. Steam gauge assemblies. Yep. If they were going to give us all these heavy items that are kind of rare, just give us a workbench down here. There is a hallway down this way. Kind of easy to miss. Well, they all seem to be on the other side of that door. This guy's got a missile launcher. Hmm. Yeah, they get crazy here, obviously. Like, you can definitely see how the idea of having super mutants in these smaller areas falls apart once they start shooting missile launchers at you and blowing up everything. Yep. Best case scenario, all we're gonna find here is just another book. Unless we find a bobblehead, which odds are not good. Where are we now? By the way, just in some kind of sewer section. It would be kind of ironic if it turns out that there's just a lot of stuff. It would be kind of interesting if it turns out that this is the location. I don't think I'm hitting anything from this distance. If this was the radiation place where the sewer entrance was, take another rat away, we might be setting ourselves up for real dangerous gameplay here. Just drop that gun. You know what? Probably drop that gun too. We need to start looking at the value of some of these things for their weight. And just leaving things. Like these hunting rifles aren't worth it. Even laser pistols may not be worth it. Alright. I think we have enough rad-X to take one though. Increase our rad resistance. Because I definitely have some concerns here that I'm gonna search this entire area. Fancy lad snack cakes. That may be extremely rare. Dean's electronics, sensor modules, lunchbox. Lunchboxes are kind of rare themselves for the whole minecap mines. Or cap mines, whatever they're called. Lunchbox mines. Again, over encumbered. Just immediately. Alright. Get rid of that. Police baton. What else do we have that we might want to drop here? Can't drop ink container. Lunchbox. Pack of cigarettes. We can get rid of those. Although I seriously doubt they're taking up a lot of the weight. Take that missile launcher back. And then take that to just immediately get over encumbered again. It's a real shame that we can't find a better system here, or that they didn't think of a better system to really address the fact that we need a shopkeeper, we need something. The Torchlight game addressed this way nicer, while not also ruining the experience by just having you be able to have a pet and send the pet to sell everything that you give them as far as inventory items, but then you didn't get as much money if you played that way. I think that was a fairly nice balance. We're seeing a lot of Talon mercs here. I'm still getting like 25 XP for these guys. And at this point I'm just leaving their combat armor. We haven't found any replacement armor over combat armor, and by the time we do, it's probably just going to be power armor. This is going to suck too, because we're going to walk through this sewer and then we're going to just want to fast travel back to the hospital. Well, I guess if we're going to fast travel though, we might take a moment to fast travel back to Megaton. Yeah. Yep, we are just in another point in DuPont Circle. Slow animation there. And you know it's gonna hit him when you see this animation. Alright. That's 240 items. Specifically, it would be really smart to not do this area. Like several times now we've ended up in DuPont Circle. And we still don't really have a reason. I guess the only question we should ask though is if there is a overworld fast travel location here. I don't think there really is, so let's just run around DuPont Circle and investigate and see what we can find. As long as we don't run into a majorly irradiated location.
Hearing those damn noises again.
That's a different mask. So I'm just trying to kind of fill in the local map and investigate things and look. And it feels like there's an attempt here for more like guerrilla warfare and verticality, which this game does not really handle particularly well. But yeah, we can, I guess, get rid of some raiders. Just convince people to run towards me.
Hearing those damn noises again.
I may not even do anything here other than just kill people.
Come on, boys. Fresh meat.
But it's not like really a case here where like we may miss some things just due to being less than cautious and less than thorough. But I'm not gonna get like a special ending or anything if I kill all the raiders or actually succeed in killing all the raiders. I imagine at least in some very generic locations you do reset and respawn some things. You can't destroy boarded indoors.
Come on.
Really could just be anything anywhere.
Quick death. Scared, huh? You should be. Hide from me.
Man, you can just see full brain matter there. Pistol, stim pack, lunchbox. Clearly things are getting exploded. And I am just trying to reveal this entire map. Run towards the explosions, I suppose. As much as you don't really need to run to or from. There's one. But yeah, shooting these feral ghouls, I'm not sure if that's giving me any XP at all. Yeah, it's giving me about 5, so we're grinding along, getting 5 XP on ferals, 15 XP on human raiders. Ferals are kind of nicer to search because they don't have any armor or anything on them. Right. This is not really an area you would have wanted to fall into. Although it does. Oops. I'm not really running out of bullets though. It's gonna take a really long time. Let's see. There we go. Welcome to level 14. We're kind of getting almost to the full point as far as everything. I think we go to 100, 100 here, and then I think we put 5 more in repair or 5 more in the speech. I think we can leave small guns where it is because small guns is working so well anyways. I could try to get medicine up. We could get energy weapon up to this much. We could get explosives up to that much. We could put 1 in the sneak. I don't know if that really matters too much. Yeah, I think we just put 1 in repair. And at level 14, do we have anything new? Any evil character you kill will have a finger on this corpse. The corpse can then be sold to a certain person whose identity is disclosed when you take the perk for caps and positive karma. You're made permanent enhancements to your body. Cyber perk adds 10% to your damage, poison, and radiation resistance, and 10 points to your energy weapons skill. Interesting. If you take the contract kill, any good character you kill will have an ear on the corpse. Chemist, any chems you take last twice as long. So we have several things here. And either I want 10% to my damage, which I kind of don't need, or more caps and karma, which I kind of don't need. And I definitely wouldn't take contract killer. So then let's see if perhaps there's something we should reconsider here. 50 more pounds on that strong back. I kind of think at this point maybe that's worth it. I'm just going to take this strong back perk so we can carry 50 more pounds of items. But I think also at a certain point I should just stop picking up things. That would solve that problem fairly easily also. So over here is another DuPont Street opening. I guess that's an ashtray or a hubcap or something. And there's like a bowling alley indication without really a bowling alley building that you could go into. Just a whole lot of boarded up buildings. Undoubtedly, at some point, they thought these buildings would not be boarded up and that you would be coming in and out of a lot of different locations. That's weird. I activated a tripwire, but it didn't do anything. Although that does seem like that happens quite a bit. Lady Frumpton's Fashions. Seems like it's a real business we can go into. Just a lot of posters and a lot of signs here that scream like there should be more game. Yeah. It really just screams like there should be more. Reading glasses, tortoiseshell glasses. There should be more points where just take all these clothes and then I'm not going to be able to hold on to any of it. So with a lockpick skill of 100, you can still break things even on an average lock. And if you tried to force lock, you'd have a 60% chance of success. I kind of feel like there's some shenanigans that might happen in here, and we might find that this is a creepy place with a lot of creepy dolls or something else. Like if we sit here, is that gonna do anything? Or are the creepy mannequins gonna start moving? Or are we gonna find some kind of secret passage? Nope. So there may not be anything here. Okay. There might be some kind of quest or reasoning for that to exist. This is another one of those points where it would be really nice if the game knew that you were just leaving a ton of caps and a ton of bullets in corpses and despawned the corpses and like combined it into one bloatfly nest or one ammunition canister, something that whatever the next thing is you might search. And I believe this is the sewer. So before we check that out, I think the idea would be to not be as distracted and go more in this direction. We were fighting a bunch of people. Might just be that it's actually fairly difficult to get from one edge to the other edge. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like they want to give you a straight path in that direction. Yeah, I think we already investigated all of this. And we were here. Just jump out the window this way. So there's more map this way. I think not so much more map this way. And for as many places where you might search and find something, there sure isn't that much to find. I'm being somewhat obsessive here, looking for items, but I'm not being that obsessive really when it comes down to just the pure concept of looking at DuPont Circle and mapping it out on the map. You would expect most players would do this, or would at least think about doing it. See, there's this whole fountain, which I assume if I got in the water. Interesting, no radiation even there. That's a different looking raider. Right. Come on. Yeah, I don't think I want to particularly jump down this way. Got a feral ghoul. Yeah. It just kind of feels like the map is weirdly up and down in these sections. Just a lot of raiders. And potentially here we're just gonna not even remember that we were doing a main quest because we've just been so ADD and decided to just wander around DuPont Circle. There could be anything. Anything and everything. Like, apparently I've just found an entrance to Sunken Sewer. It's kind of funny to have a character with pink hair, unless you're going to make the argument that that's natural pink hair. Like in the middle of this whole apocalypse, that you would take the time to dye your hair brightly colored to make yourself an even bigger target. It'd be kind of laughable. It's an interesting building here because you can really see the interior parts more than you normally can. Alright. It says the Sunken Sewer is here. Have we ever been to the Sunken Sewer? Nope, but we better get out of here quick because this is gonna radiate me bad. Yeah, I think we may very well run into problems like that where the radiation is just going to be so high in some places, and that'll be your excuse and reason for potentially going back. To locations. Sure wish we could run faster. Get 5 XP from that. So we still are getting XP from the mines. If I can hit the A button fast enough and move the cursors around. Let's now go check out this area. There is a high chance that I will miss some stuff doing this, though. I'm trying to rush through this as fast as possible. Well, I think we may be already benefiting from that extra 50 pounds of carry. It seems like what this map is going to look like is there will be just some leaves sections, but the buildings themselves won't get marked off. We found DuPont West, which that's not a door. So what did we really find? Says Foggy Bottom Station. There. Of course, none of this really makes sense if I think about it, because I'm finding locations that I could fast travel to, but I'm not finding quests that tell me or give me a reason to fast travel to those locations, nor am I, when given a quest, never given a real directions to where that would be. I feel like I'm kind of floating on the ground, but whatever. So this isn't really a game where you actually have to find the location first and then find the quest later. This is different. We haven't seen that a lot. Yeah, I think we've pretty much exposed everything and killed everything. I'm hearing just some kind of generic destruction and rocks crumbling. And then this central fountain. Seems like maybe there's two central fountains, or the map is straight up resetting. Really? Dirty pre-war casual wear. Probably. Relax wear. Yeah, Unless I'm getting a concussion or something. And that is why the map is disappearing. I feel like this whole area should have been mapped out already. And yet, it for some reason didn't. Then that's also confusing because if we had mapped out a circular fountain location before, we should see a circular fountain location. I wouldn't be surprised if this game actually is just kind of pulling some kind of cheat because it doesn't have quite enough RAM to mark everything marked on the local map. It is doing something like that. It's forgetting. Well, we've tried our best, but this seems to reset. Okay. Our radiation is still extremely high, and we are long overdue for a fast travel back to Megaton. Long overdue.
You appear to have been wounded, madam. May I suggest you utilize
Okay.
your infirmary?
Just take everything here, and now would be kind of a perfect time to only put weapons back and nothing else. Yeah, sell all the other assault rifles. Hopefully their value for repairing things. Honestly, it isn't worth it. I should just be selling them instead of repairing them. Okay. If I was going to put just the weapons away, I don't even know why I'm keeping this pistol. It's not necessary. Keep that one. Yeah, sell all those. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that. 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 And that. That. It's just a ton of stuff. Meanwhile, I think we can sell the frag grenades, and the pulse grenades and pulse mines will keep. I think we'd be fine there. Still haven't found any inventory items. Can't craft anything. I don't think if I was to actually look through all the things we have, that would probably change much. We have like one pre-war book. Right, where would we put the clothes? Yeah, we just kind of don't have a place to put the clothes. It would be too far away Although some of these clothes I think we could probably get rid of if we're not if we're not really looking to ever use them. We could put them upstairs. Two pre-war bonnets merged together. Pre-war casual wear can then upgrade dirty pre-war casual wear, because I assume we don't want like dirty versions of things. Okay. Let's put the clothes that have value here. And then well, kind of everything has value. Doesn't it? Well, this isn't working out the way I was hoping it would work. I was thinking there would be more items that they could just be easily left on the sidelines, but didn't quite work that way.
You appear to have been wounded, madam.
Well then I guess we'll just leave the rest of the clothing items. Also, anything we're not going to sell.
You utilize your infirmary.
$27 Nuka-Colas. Remove all radiation. All radiation removed. I had to apparently do it twice. Create a new compound. I don't think I really need to detoxify myself. Let's go ahead and sleep for an hour. It seems like it doesn't really matter how much you potentially sleep as far as how long your well-rested bonus lasts, because it feels like if that was a factor, you could potentially just sleep forever. Put that there, that. We've got a ton of stem packs too. Yeah, just a ridiculous amount of stem packs. Let's see. Sneak increased 2, medicine increased by 2, repair increased by 2. Oops. Should have read that first. Barter increased by 2. Barter increased by 2. Hold on to that. We should sell everything else. We've managed to level up a couple times in the past 2 or 3 episodes, so we're actually doing better than I would expect. But I think also part of that is because I have just made it my own personal journey to hunt down and kill every raider and bad guy in the wasteland. Or it feels like that at least.
Yeah, what is it?
Hmm.
Well, all right. Let me count out your caps.
28 XP for 5 caps. We might be getting diminishing returns here.
Well, back to work.
That being said, it doesn't matter. Until he stops giving me any return at all, he is still my best bet to sell scrap metal to.
Hey, don't mind the smoke.
Let's see.
You got...
Repair that shady hat. And
Of course.
change
Okay,
the theme
consider it
from
done.
pre-war
Anything else?
to the final theme,
Some
which is Love Machine.
feeling a bit anxious, are we? Remember, once you... Well then,
Okay. Let's see. This is taking way too much time. We want that. I don't think we really need to buy anything else. A wood chipper? That may be something new. Might be interesting to look at our ammo. .44 ammo. Does she have any .44 ammo? No. Okay. Well, take that, and that. Take that. Take all of those. Take all of those. Take that. And that. Take all of those. And that. All of those. And that. May want to hold on to just like a couple of things. But yeah, sell about 30 of those. Sell about another 12 of them, I guess. What else do we have that we could potentially sell? Not much, unless we want to sell energy cells or missiles or something. Railway spikes, not very valuable items. And I just want to go down this full list just to see if maybe there's something here. Nope. We still need to regain some
good
caps,
hunting.
obviously.
Remember,
Though,
I'll
if we were
buy
going to
whatever
offer
you're
2,000 to free the ghoul. Wow, for a second there I thought he was he straight up dropped the items I just sold to her. I'm a little surprised it's only been an hour and 45 minutes because it feels like it's been a lot longer. But in fairness, this is like the 3rd episode I've recorded in a row. And so Love Machine puts this mattress on the floor and puts up a Christmas tree. Let's see what's on the shelf. Some pre-war hats and clothing. But for the most part, everything seems the same. arguably, if maybe I got different themes and then picked up everything in the house after those different themes. Ooh, this is gonna pay for itself back real nicely with just all the jet. Line congressional style. Then you have a nice little flower here. A lot of alcohol. And then that's a lamp. That's a lamp, if I ever saw one. Two girls going at it. Well, there isn't too much in the way. I think leaving it on Love Machine works fairly well. It's just this bed is also lower too, so now you don't have to go upstairs if you just want to be well rested. Although arguably probably still would go upstairs for a few things. 66. Do we have anything else that could reduce our weight? I don't think so. Not really.
Here. You've done so much.
We've got
for
another
us.
one of these.
I want you to. No.
It seems like it's always that character because that character seems to be the one that's just closest to us. And I suspect they program it. Right. What quest are we really on? Riley's Rangers? Yep. So back to the hospital now after that just huge side quest. This way. Let's see, local map. We might as well go the other way and just speed up how long it's going to take us to see new content. Are we expecting to really start finding stuff? Some Radaway for backup would be appreciated. Stim packs, since we sold a bunch, would be appreciated. More bottle caps, I guess, would be appreciated. Okay. Relieved. Shrouded. Revolted. There's basically only 5 options now. We've gotten so good at with our hacking science skill that you can potentially now just guess. This is Vernon Square. I think we've already been to Vernon Square. And so that, wow, some major visual glitches there. This may very well just be like this takes you out to a different location in this overworld. Yeah, they definitely feel like they want to have 2 or 3 different ways. I still just want to find a way to speed this whole process up. Like, since it's just a foregone conclusion that I can just run to these guys and shoot at them, and in vats they will just die. How can we speed this process up? Should these characters run away? Should they be leveled up to a higher, more balanced level so they actually give me a challenge? Should I just automatically fire my gun at things that are 5 levels below me? Just free shots. Something like that. Always, if this was a standard Dungeons and Dragons game, just being done on with pen and paper, kind of obviously the dungeon master would have gotten bored with the idea of throwing yet another super mutant at you, and would have started steering the guidance, steering the story in a different direction. It would be very boring to play something like Dungeons and Dragons where you're just like searching for more rats to kill. So that was a grenade. It was just a very delayed reaction on a tripwire. Which that was my only opportunity in that to potentially get some XP. They almost make it out like the super mutants use these gore bags as a way of turning humans into super mutants. But that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Maybe they mutilate a bunch of people some other way and then their failures end up in gore bags. That would be somewhat believable. So let's see, more of this. Let's go with acquired. Nope. Intended. Got lucky there after making a really dumb mistake. That is the danger, certainly, I guess, of moving very fast. Let's pretend like we're reading all of these. But we have not seen a single instance where reading any of this has ever actually given you a quest. If it has given you anything of value, you would have had to have actually read it. Wow. Is it even worth it to pick up 10 bottle caps? Or is that just a huge waste of time also? Alright. So this would have been the way we would have gone first to the sewer. So we've now checked out everything and been far too obsessive around all of that. Like, why are we even picking up Nuka-Colas at this point? We don't need them. Honestly, if it would make the game any more entertaining and slightly faster or even the same speed, I would just raise the difficulty of the game right now, but I know it's just going to be more speed bumps. Like, right, we're still looking for the body and the ammo cart, or the ammo box of the one guy who died that we know is dead. I have no idea why that guy's on fire. I think he tripped some kind of booby trap. Be careful there. Yeah, people are just bursting into flames. What is going on over here? A lot of tables, but not really any real cover if you were to try and duck under one. It probably would have been a smart move if there was more areas like this. Like I guess, are we going to pick up assault rifles still? Almost seems like maybe some explosive gas went off. Yeah, a kind of nicer, larger area works for the super mutants. Should I take the pilot light out of the oven?
Now try and hide.
Still is possible to miss, I guess, if they are being blocked by things. And maybe that's what they're experimenting with. This is, let's make a more duck and cover style game for a while. Crispy squirrel bits. Have we ever got crispy squirrel bits before? Seems fairly obvious that the super mutants are eating regular humans. Crunchy muck fruit. Take that too. Just to be silly that we have one of everything. I have totally fallen down the OCD path. I guess we'll kind of assume that we looked at everything over there. Or we'll just run back and look. Be kind of nice if we could look out these windows. It would have been also kind of nice if some of the areas in the Vault 101 was that big. Maybe that was booby trapped. We still want to get a XP. Now what we could have happening here is Following does available have anything? It can't be violently then. Favorable can't be that. Apologize. Try that again. Like, Attention. Defeating. Defensive. Yeah, we really need to get back to a vault. I also heard in a description, and this could just be wrong, that it seems like you kind of always feel like you're stepping out of Vault 101. I don't think that's the case, but it's definitely the default location for Fallout 3. It would be weird if there were 2 Vault 101s, but not super weird when you start to cover some of the stories of the vaults, but we haven't gotten to that point. In fact, a lot of the cool revelations that we could have had in this game still probably are hours and hours away, as we're still just playing main quests or side quests. And I need to consider abandoning some side quests in favor of getting back on the main story. I do think, though, if I make it all the way to like level 30, the gameplay would change drastically. I mean, there really is no reason for the gameplay not to change drastically at that level. There's no reason to really fight people or shoot people unless they're just hurting you or in your way. Interesting. I would have thought you could have searched that, but it seems not. I'm a little surprised that you don't fall through holes accidentally as soon as you walk in an area more often. That'd be a interesting way to do jump scares. I don't feel like these games really think about any of that, though. It's more about showing off their systems and making the player play the way Bethesda wants you to play, more than Bethesda thinking about how can we make the game interesting or different. Like, obviously, if I was gonna make a hotel level here, this would all be full of like spooky references. Like this wallpaper may be a reference to the spooky hotel movie that I can't even remember the name of at the moment. And the blood here would definitely feel like references, but yeah, I would change everything up quite a bit. And I know there are a couple sections where they do that, but it really just feels like some other different team or different person on the team was allowed to make their own level in isolation, and then it feels completely different to everything else. This is kind of a great example of that, where oops, don't shoot the tongues, I guess. Even the way this looks with the color palettes and the designs is way different. I really would just prefer either a whole lot of nothing on these bookshelves or to find valuable things on the bookshelves. Here you have somebody like writing a note or reading a book. And if I had read some of the stories, maybe some of this would get explained a little bit better in some kind of creepy way, but I didn't. There's a lot of people already dead. But that can easily also be explained away by the people we're coming to rescue, just taking them out. This guy drinking soda. Alright. Is this collapsed, or can we actually reach up here? Because I think there's the rounds. There's Theo. So we did find the optional point. We should just run in this general direction then. I think we were here. Oh, this doesn't even matter. Good. So we've seen everything there is to see. Maybe just make this more linear too. It's really not that necessary to make me wander around different sections of each floor. Particularly when this is supposed to be a rescue operation. I could be grabbing all kinds of hunting rifles. These guys are just everywhere. But they really don't have enough value. That being said, I still don't think you can play this game and be too flippant about it. You're going to need to search everybody still, even if you don't pick up things a lot. You're going to run out of resources. You're going to run out of you're going to run out of bullets. You're going to run out of caps. Unless there's just something about this game that really balances it well. If you just stop playing like I do. Which I don't believe that's the case. It would be kind of surprising to me if there were actually a lot of games that work that way. But I would just never know. And at a certain level, video games have just trained people to be obsessive and always searching and looking for resources, that if games have been programmed to kind of cheat for you and give you more resources the less you search, and it's more based around just what you find on average, I would never be able to break that bad habit, or at least I have never been able so far to break that bad habit to even test that. I also don't think Fallout 3 would be a modern enough game for that to be a possibility. If a Fallout 5 came out and they actually mentioned it, they definitely have to advertise it as a feature. Just a resource balancing engine or something like that. Then I would try and play with it some more and not obsessively look for resources. Have I mostly gone everywhere I can go? I think I have. I think we're having to wander between different stairwells. Unfortunately, I am also getting the feeling that in my intention of covering one RPG and then working my way to playing Ni no Kuni, a Japanese RPG, I think I may accidentally drop the ball here and not actually have enough energy to actually play Ni no Kuni, which is going to be a shame if it actually happens that way, because a Japanese RPG like Ni no Kuni, or any Japanese RPG in general, is just going to look so different and be slightly different to something like Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is kind of a great example of what Westerners did with RPGs, going for a more action shooting theme, where most JRPGs are still very much fantasy magic styles of gameplay and characters and story. Of course, there is also the problem that JRPGs may be even longer than this. They may have even less opportunity in which you can turn it around and accelerate the gameplay. Although arguably, if you were doing something like Final Fantasy and you were getting 30-40 minute cutscenes, it might just be a bit of breath of fresh air sometimes, compared to the consistency that exists here in this game, where you're just always running and gunning, or exhausting, boring dialogue paths. There definitely are probably hundreds of older JRPGs or Western RPGs. We know Little Moonbeam. That's the girl that we already met. Let's listen to this note.
My dearest little Moonbeam, I know you've been waiting to hear what happened to me. I'm sorry I left you like I did. An important deal came up. One that might have let us get away from the shack we were living in. I came to the Statesman Hotel to meet the buyer, and the deal went bad. We shot each other, and now I think I'm dying. I won't make it out of this place. The ruins are crawling with super mutants. All I can do is record this and then hide up in one of the rooms. You're a strong girl, and I know you can use everything I taught you to survive alone. Please forgive me, sweetie. I only wanted to make the best for us. Daddy loves you very much. Goodbye.
Okay, so we now could show that recording to him, and we see a skeleton, but there's like no money seemingly around it. Hmm. The ambient subtitles aren't quite playing. It seems a little inconsistent. Let's see. Feels like we should be close to being done here. Hmm. Hmm. I guess the Chinese assault rifle isn't that much of a special weapon at this point. It had been. Okay, so we now have the elevator panel repaired, so at least we can go back down. But that also didn't seem like that gave us any kind of reward for doing that. It sure feels like instead of having these be super mutants, that you should have a more silenced version of super mutants. Characters that would sneak around and catch you from behind. The Centurions might be that, but might not. I'm afraid if I fall back here, I may not be able to get out. That would certainly suck. We had to, like, fast load. Like, load from an autosave. Nothing over here. Still going well with the bullets. Not really running low on them. And there's absolutely nothing over here. And this is the only way up, right? It's just like too many floors. You could have taken out at least one of these floors and put that level design somewhere else. We're having slight challenges here, but I feel like the game is still forced to balance everything because it just doesn't know if I would be at level 30 or level 3 when reaching this area. 3 is probably a bit of a stretch. So if I was at level 30, maybe half of these dead bodies wouldn't have been dead bodies. Or maybe they would just have more health or do more damage. May have better weapons. Visually, they don't look any different if they were level 1 versus level 30. Iron, Abrax, ammunition. We're getting ridiculous amounts of ammunition. supposed to find something else here? I feel like these should explode or something. But even if that did explode in this area, I don't know what that would really do for you. It's not like there's a key or something on the skeleton that you're trying to find it, like a cleaning lady key to get in the door or anything like that. And then playing this gimmick to the extreme, as if this was the tallest hotel in the entire city, which maybe it is. Alright, we're starting to see sunlight through here, and it feels like they weren't going to let that happen unless we were at the top. So we may finally be at maybe a final boss fight, or ready to actually save the people. This may be a long conversation section after a while. You know, I probably should just take off the gore setting. Is that something we can do? Nope. I think you can do that in the special launcher. You can disable the gore. And that probably would save me some animation, just watching the same animation over and over again. I personally don't care if I see blood or gore at all, but if it could save me some time. Alright, let's look at the local map data. Are we going in the wrong direction? Yes, we are. And that's what we want to do, is we want to go the wrong way and then go the right way. And at this point it would be just kind of weird if we started seeing something creepy or spooky. I would just feel out of place. I suppose if you were going to do my idea of having half of the game in pre-war or just right in the middle of the war, is you could have some kind of technology implant the historical memories into your brain, and then you could flash back into those kinds of sections. So like one floor here could all of a sudden just flash and change to the pre-war conditions, just as a way of making things look differently, and as a way of just saying you're hallucinating the whole time through the game. But that does require you to be willing to tell an actual story based on an actual character, and I think Fallout 4 actually does a little bit more of that than Fallout 3 does. But yeah, if half of those floors had been hallucinations of fighting just humans instead of super mutants, and it was before the bombs fell, then you could have flipped the visuals instead of giving me 6 floors of the exact same thing. which is boring. There's just no other way to describe it. There's a lot of people here. A lot of super mutants here. Come on. He keeps stepping behind the wall. And this door opens to the same place. Nuka-Cola Quantum. Go ahead and reload. Or just assume. Nobody is here to shoot me, because it would have been shooting at me by now. Let's see. Yeah, wouldn't it have been more interesting if some of these radios were actually on a lot more? Whether they'd come on and go off more often at some points. It's kind of boring. I have to turn them on. Okay, that I think goes up. So then the question is, what's over here? Probably shouldn't let the audio play this so much. Just for content ID reasons. Yeah, it's gotten really hard to have any new commentary when the game has just become more of the same, more repetition. Alright, so can't activate this destroyed panel. Mid-level. We started here. Okay, so we came out here. We could have gone left or right. If we had gone left, it would have saved us some time. Either way, it would have gotten here. We would have had to fight everything. So we are taking the longer paths to get XP. The problem that I'm feeling here, though, is... Didn't check over here. If there was an accelerated experience here where I only went through half of the areas and fought half of the people and was kind of speed running it, and then that somehow meant that instead of potentially making level 30 when I'm halfway through the game, it would mean I would make level 30 just as I'm about to finish the game. Why wouldn't that just be the default? Because I really don't think that's how it's going to play. I think I'm going to hit level 30 and then maybe have a couple bits of DLC. And I suspect that's possibly it. Alright, we're on the roof. So we should just be able to run into everybody else, and this should just be a conversation. Unless there's just more to go to. Unless they're going to give us some kind of wave-based... What? Locate the release rangers. I think maybe they got hit and I was too close. But clearly that's like a main story quest decision too. Like they don't want you to be hostile with these guys if you're not going to be hostile with them.
Hey, you! Get your ass over here before you attract every super mutant in the building.
Boy, does his voice not match.
The name's Butcher. I'm the team medic. It's good to see a friendly
Doesn't
face.
really match that face.
Okay, now, who the heck are you?
I guess we
and
do
when are
have another
reinforcements
African
coming?
character. Let's see. I'm afraid this is it.
You made it all the way up here alive. Okay, I'm impressed. Riley must have sent the right person for the job, as usual. Hey, is she okay?
Let's see. Go with that one.
That's a relief. I told her she was nuts when she decided to try to sneak out of here. Guess I was wrong. Now, let's talk about getting out of here. I would have proposed going back the way you came, but apparently it's impossible now. So, the express elevator is our only solution. You're right. What we need is something to power the elevator motor up here and get the thing going. On the way up here, I'm pretty certain we passed a maintenance room. Inside was a wrecked Protectron. If you can get me its fission battery, I can have Donovan jury-rig the elevator. All right, we'll hold the roof position here. If any of us goes down, don't stop. Get the hell out of here and make for our HQ, Ranger Compound.
Alright. Locate a fission battery. Seems like they're making me do more gameplay than probably want to. I probably could have just fixed it myself. Let me just look at the elevator. Hmm. Where are we on rads? Yeah, we're fine. Like, everybody is dead here, and it's not really worth searching the super mutants. We've killed so many super mutants that the fact that they aren't a threat is a problem. They should be a much bigger threat. Alright. So we need a battery.
You're the reinforcements, huh? Crazy.
Don't care about any of that. And I just don't have a fission battery on me, and none of the other guys.
Look like a merc.
None of the other guys will have a fission battery on them either. So we will just have to run as much as you can run, which is, let's say, walk fast. And it's not like I'm going to get back in the building and then start being attacked again. Everything's dead. And everything's going to stay dead. And it kind of feels like I just didn't look in this area. Alright, well, that's not too much of an inconvenience. You'd almost call that downright good game design if it weren't for the fact that it took 5 stories to get up this far. And honestly, I don't know why they can't just come back down the way I came, because there are no super mutants left. Yeah. This is just too many super mutants. It really is imbalanced compared to how powerful they should be. I guess I was wrong.
Well, well.
Brick.
You got us a genuine rescue, eh?
I thought somebody else, a different character was named Brick.
Brick's the name, and I call this fine-looking room sweeper Eugene. We've had a lot of fun together mowing down super mutants, but I think it's time we get off this roof. The other guys hate mapping this zone, but hey, I love it. I love turning the muties into a fine red mist with my gun. Oh, hell yeah!
Alright, we'll give ammo.
Skill, baby. Pure skill. And my big-ass gun. Well, what the fuck you bringing it?
Alright. Let's talk to Butcher.
Back so soon? Are we in luck? There's something about this area. I can't put my finger on it, but just like the mall, there's an unusually high concentration of super mutants. If I had the time and resources, I'd investigate. All I care about now is getting the hell off this damn
We
roof.
never see baby super mutants.
Oh, that makes me feel a whole lot better. Thanks. I'd say it was a whole lot of luck. We set as many traps as we could behind us and killed as many super mutants as possible. Being able to fend off the last wave of them made the rest more cautious, but it also drained our ammo. It's only a matter of time before they rally, especially since you punched through their lines. Fantastic. Get that over to Donovan right away. As soon as he gets it up and running, make a break for it. Remember, our rally point is our HQ, Ranger Compound. Don't stop for anything.
Really just a terrible voice choice.
Hey there.
So
Donovan,
we'll give Donovan some bullets too.
Thanks. I was starting to feel a little naked without it. All I can tell you is this place sucks.
Just try to exhaust every line of dialogue here, but I think that there's more to this that's going to happen.
We are out of everything. Ammo, food, and time. I have no idea how we made it this long, but damn, I am glad you got up here. Let me have that thing. Give me a few minutes, and I'll have the elevator up and running. As soon as I get it online, we'll get out of here.
Alright. So he's gonna fix the elevator, and that potentially is gonna set off a alarm.
You don't look like a merc.
Hey, all right. Me and Eugene are glad to see you.
Let's go down this way.
Not bad, kid. Not bad.
And I guess we're just trying to keep people from dying. It would certainly be nice if we had the ability to reset our action points every time we get a kill in VATS.
Whoa. Careful.
Hey, all right. Me and Eugene are glad to see you.
Let's take these. Take this and this. Just hope we don't become over encumbered.
Again, I'm not sure how to thank you. I'm going to head back to Ranger Compound to see if Riley's back yet. Look me up anytime you're in the neighborhood. If I can ever be of medical assistance or you need some supplies or repairs, let me or Donovan know.
So those are now our allies, I guess. So for there's only one real question to ask here. Where's Ranger Compound? We have no clue. Like, where would Ranger Compound be? No clue at all. Alright, return to Riley at Ranger Compound. It says to do that I should go here, and to do that I should just follow them, I guess. I didn't see if these buttons actually activated. Nope, they don't. Okay. Which one doesn't want me to go to? Yeah, it kind of feels like you should just be following them. Vernon Square Station. Is this Vernon Square Station? Looks like it might be. Yeah. That certainly would make the most sense. Apparently there are enemies around somewhere, but I don't know if I really believe that. Freedom Street Station. Is this a new area? I guess it is, and we've popped our head in once. And then we're gonna have to just work our way through this area. Seems like there's supposed to be a big round area this way, but can't access it. This might be another place where it's would have made a lot of sense to just make it very linear. Instead of potentially giving me a couple different options as far as directions things could go. And I guess, yes, if you play this way, and just fire from the hip and don't do the VATS, you won't miss with this gun. At least it doesn't seem like you'll miss with this gun. And that may save me some time. Seems like we are potentially going to end up in the water if we're not careful. And I don't feel like getting radiation poisoning. Am I going the right direction? Or am I going the wrong direction? Which is the right and which is the wrong? I guess you just stay away from these barrels. Yeah. It does seem like this is probably a slightly smaller area, but we also are going late to now. Spending extra energy. Interesting. Yeah, either take the water route, which circles back. Nope, don't take the water route. Hopefully there's not some kind of bubblehead or something in there, but at this point, if I miss the bobblehead, I don't think I particularly even care. Who's the person who said, whoa? Seems like you can just be all over this place. Yeah, someone is here.
Yes? What do you need?
Scavenger.
No problem.
Okay. repair that shady hat. And
A few odds and
see how many caps they really have. Because I could buy weightless things from her. And then I could try and sell things. So like 2 of these. And then sell like 2 of those.
another satisfied later.
So she's just a scavenger. So unless she has a bottle cap, bobblehead, tumblers today.
Hey, be more careful.
Yep, we'll leave it at that. We'll just steal the tumblers today, which we don't even need, come to think of it, because that's just getting a lockpicking skill above 100, which I don't think it can be above 100. Just a wall there. Yep. Feral Ghoul Roamer. Let's see. Apparently we got crippled at some point. So yeah, our lockpick is 100 plus. If we were to read tumblers today, I don't think that's going to give us extra points. Lockpick increased by 2. So yeah, might as well have just sold that book instead of actually using it. But whatever. It's easier just to not focus on any of that. Anyway, it's also easier to just walk over bear traps instead of trying to stop them. So we are now in Pennsylvania Avenue North, and I guess that means there is a whole nother section that we did find another way in to this area, but we haven't really looked at it. So it looks like Pennsylvania Avenue may straight up just follow you down this direction. Quest wise, we're still finishing this quest. I don't even know what the head of state quest was. Oh yeah, that's the Abraham Lincoln quest. And then this quest. And then this is the main story. And oddly, Strictly Business now has fallen below Scientific Pursuits. It's almost alphabetic, but not really. And the DLC quest, of course. We want to focus on that. I imagine we're not getting that radio signal that we could have gotten before. And yeah, the only other thing to do is potentially repair weapons, not because we need to repair the weapons, but because it benefits us to start the next recording without having to worry about that. Getting down to 180 is not particularly as low as I would like it to be, but it's not terrible. Read Gragnar the Barbarian. Still not sure why we have a copy of Paradise Lost, unless I'm supposed to give that to the Arlington Library, which I could try to give that to them. Still not sure what we're doing with the Nuka-Cola clear formula. We've got way too many shotgun shells since we're never going to use shotguns. We have way too many energy cells since none of the energy weapons are good. I feel like energy weapons in particular probably have like a really high accuracy, but accuracy seems to not even really matter, or not really be explained. It seems like it probably does matter, it's just not really explained well. I really would like to get out of this section of the map. We've done a lot in this area and fought a lot of super mutants because of it. It'd be nice if like 4 or 5 hours ago we had found more reason to leave and investigate the rest of the wasteland. And yeah, everything is still very much just moving very slowly. Skills wise, where are we as far as reading books? I feel like you can leave small guns here. I feel like there's no reason to increase sneak. I feel like we're going to probably put a lot into speech and just repair. Get repair up to 90. Put speech up to 90. Maybe get medicine up to 90. And then after that, we really need to think about potentially using, probably not big guns, but maybe electric guns. That might be the next thing to really start to focus on. Is just get that energy weapons up really high in case we ever do find an energy weapon that's useful, or explosives up to 60. We might want to balance that a little bit too, because we have run into a couple situations where that has helped us. Having the extra carry weight strong back perk, I think, has proven to be useful, more useful than I thought it would be. But we still are in a weird situation where we'd like more action points. We just like an infinite amount of stuff we could hold on to. We'd like some more tokens for a few more reasons. But that's kind of it. We have 2,000 caps now, and we've bought every single theme. Alright, well, that's been another 3-hour episode, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.